So morning start with smoke before the day can make demands, before the world gets its hands in, while the moment still expands. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a particular kind of memory that only comes in morning smoke. The kind that sits softer, the kind that hasn't woke to the sharp edge of afternoon. Still wrapped in something gentle, still carrying the last of night. Still coastal and elemental. I've been thinking about beginnings, the way mornings used to feel, when everything was possible, before the day became real. Wake and bake and remember something good from a while back, when the day started slower and the peace was on track. Wake and bake memories coming through the morning haze. Wake and bake memories of slower, gentler days. Not nostalgia for the past, more gratitude for what was. Wake and bake memories reminding me what love does. Yeah, I remember a Sunday, the curtains still drawn at 11, the smoke curling up, easy to feeling close to heaven. Simple things on the table, coffee cup with a chip in the edge, someone laughing at something, we were all out on a ledge. Pure ordinary living that felt extraordinary then. Wake and bake memories, I wanna go back again. Yeah, not to stay, just to visit, just to feel what it felt like. When the day had no agenda, in the morning felt so right. Wake and bake memories coming through the morning haze. Wake and bake memories of slower, gentler days. Not nostalgia for the past, more gratitude for what was. Wake and bake memories reminding me what love does. Yeah. The smoke in the morning is a different kind of opening, not the closing of the late night, but a new kind of hoping that today could carry something of that old softness. Wake and bake memories reminding me what warmth is. I bring one into the day before the world gets its tempo. Wake and bake memories playing slow like an old demo. The morning holds differently when the smoke slows the arriving. Wake and bake memories of how I remember I'm thriving. Wake and bake memories coming through the morning haze. Wake and bake memories of slower, gentler days. Not living in the past now, but carrying what it gave. Wake and bake memories lighting the way. The morning smoke curls upwards, 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 upwards. The memories settle soft. Wake and bake and remember everything I haven't lost. The smoke curls up slow. The room got real quiet. I stopped performing tonight, just sitting here, honest. Yeah. Light another one up, let the cherry glow. Orange, the playlist on low, nothing to prove to no one. Been wearing so many faces out there where people are watching, but in here with the smoke, all the masks start dropping. I said things I don't mean, just to keep conversations easy. But tonight the mind clear, even though the eyes greasy. What's real and what's habit? Hard to tell in the daylight, but somewhere between high and honest. Everything feels more right. Somewhere between high and honest, that's where I actually live. Somewhere between high and honest, that's where I actually give. Not performing for nobody, not explaining myself tonight. Somewhere between high and honest is the only place I feel right. The grind is sitting open, little Keith collecting at the bottom. All the things I've been avoiding, starting to feel like I got them not fixed. Nah, not fixed, just seen a little clearer. Every pour from this blunt bringing the truth a little nearer. I don't need answers tonight, just need to sit with the questions. Stop running from feelings, stop calling them lessons. Some things are just heavy, some things just weigh on you quietly. Somewhere between high and honest, I give myself that privacy. Somewhere between high and honest, that's where I actually live. Somewhere between high and honest, that's where I actually give. Not performing for nobody, not explaining myself tonight. Somewhere between high and honest is the only place I feel right. Yeah, city lights through the curtain, purple glow on the ceiling above me. The headphones half on the beat, barely touching me. I've been out here surviving, call it living if you want. But the smoke and the silence saying what the daylight won't. The real me is quiet, but the real me sits still. Somewhere between high and honest, that's the version most real. No more pretending tonight, just me and the smoke and the quiet. No audience in this room, just honesty running riot. Somewhere between high and honest, that's where I actually live. Somewhere between high and honest, that's where I actually give. Not performing for nobody, not explaining myself tonight. Somewhere between high and honest is the only place I feel right. The cherry dies slow, the room stays quiet. Still somewhere between, still finding it right. Said I was done, picked it back up again. One more pull, one more thought. This is how the night deepens. The thing about late night sessions is the thoughts don't arrive in order. They coming like weather systems, crossing some internal border. Started thinking about purpose, then it jumped to an old address, then somehow back to a feeling I haven't named yet. More or less, one more pull and the drift slows, just enough to catch the thought that was floating past me. Slippery as it was, I caught it. It was something about worth, about measuring and being measured. One more pull, one more thought, one more thing to be treasured. One more pull, one more thought, that's the rhythm of tonight. One more pull, one more thought, getting closer to the light. Not the kind outside the window, the kind that flickers when you're real. One more pull, one more thought, one more layer to reveal. I've been asking myself questions that don't have convenient answers, like whether I'm growing or just switching dance floors for dancers, whether the patterns I'm breaking are gone or just dormant for winter, whether the warmth I've been seeking is something I hold or something splinter. The smoke is the permission slip to ask without needing a grade. One more pull and I'm honest, enough to sit in the shade of all the things I'm uncertain about and find it kinda peaceful there. One more pull, one more thought, one more breath of honest air. One more pull, one more thought, that's the rhythm of tonight. One more pull, one more thought, getting closer to the light. Not the kind outside the window, the kind that flickers when you're real. One more pull, one more thought, one more layer to reveal. The roach is almost finished now, I can feel the heat on my fingers, but the last pull always carries something that lingers and lingers. A kind of summation feeling, like the night is bright and it's closing. One more pull, one more thought, one more honest moment, choosing to stay in the realer thing. rather than performing okay. One more pull, one more thought, then I'll put the rest away. Everything that came up tonight was already inside me waiting. One more pull, just open the door. The thoughts did their own navigating. One more pull, one more thought, that's the rhythm of tonight. One more pull, one more thought, getting closer to the light. Not the kind outside the window, the kind that flickers when you're real. One more pull, one more thought, one more layer to reveal. Broke in the train now. Smoke still in the room. One more thought settling in somewhere between midnight and noon. Should've stopped 2 pulls ago. Brain running laps now. Everything means something and nothing at the same time. Yeah. The Zoot is almost done, and my mind won't slow down. Yeah. Every thought got a thought behind it. Every sound got a sound. Yeah. Started thinking about Tuesday, then it jumped the last winter. Remember something I said wrong, like a splinter, like a splinter. Yeah. The smoke fills the room up, the fan just barely turning. Got the low light on in the kitchen, something distant, something burning. Why do I revisit things that already been and gone? Fried and overthinking, but I keep the music on. Fried and overthinking, that's the state I'm in right now. Fried and overthinking, can't explain it, don't know how. Every memory shows up uninvited, sits down, makes itself at home. Fried and overthinking, in a room I'm in alone. I rewound a conversation that happened about a year back, trying to find a moment where things started going off track. Maybe it was something I said, maybe it was something I didn't. Either way, I'm sitting here high, am I just feeling a little different? Not pain, more like pressure, like the weight of unfinished things. The smoke helping me carry it, but it's heavy. Everything rings. I ash the roach in the tray, let the last bit of smoke disappear. Fried and overthinking, but at least I'm being real in here. Fried and overthinking, that's the state I'm in right now. Fried and overthinking, can't explain it, don't know how. Every memory shows up uninvited, sits down, makes itself at home. Fried and overthinking, in a room I'm in alone. Maybe this is what it means to finally sit with yourself. Stop putting the real thoughts on the highest further shelf. The smoke gave me permission to just think without the filter. Every corner of the mind lit up, every thought feeling realer. I'm not scared of this version, the one that notices everything. Fried and overthinking, call it the truth, listening. Mind moving too fast, but the body staying grounded. Every thought I avoided today, coming in clear and rounded. Fried and overthinking, that's the state I'm in right now. Fried and overthinking, can't explain it, don't know how. Every memory shows up uninvited, sits down, makes itself at home. Fried and overthinking, in a room I'm in alone. Skinner, this one burning out. Let the smoke sit in the air. Fried passed it round the circle. Got a bad half gone. The words never made it out my mouth, but the thoughts carried on. I passed it. Yeah, we were all in the same room, but I was somewhere else entirely. The conversation was moving, but my mind moved quietly. Someone said something funny, I left alone with the crowd. But in my head I was somewhere where the thinking's allowed. The J came back to me, I took one slow pull, held it in for a second. Something in me felt full, not the kind of satisfied, more the kind of just notices. Passed the J around the circle, but I kept the quiet promises. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some things not meant to be shared. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some feelings more honest than words. In a room full of people, still felt like I was alone. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some things only grow in silence. There's things I've been thinking that I can't quite articulate, like how life moves so fast and I'm always running late. Not late for appointments, late for being present, late for noticing things before they stop being pleasant. The smoke wrapping the room in something thick and tender. Every face in the circle, something I want to remember, but instead of saying it, I just held it inside. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some truths need a longer ride. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some things not meant to be shared. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some feelings more honest than words. In a room full of people, still felt like I was alone. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some things only grow in silence. People talk when they're high and that's fine, that's good, but I've been thinking different, like I always knew I would. The smoke open, something that doesn't need the conversation, just needs space and permission and quiet observation. I passed the J and smiled, said nothing and meant it. Some moments are better kept whole, not taken apart and dissected. Sometimes the deepest connection is two people quiet and smoke. Not everything needs to be said. Some truths float better than they spoke. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some things not meant to be shared. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some feelings are more honest than words. In a room full of people, still felt like I was alone. Past the J, kept the thoughts, some things only grow in silence. The circle broke up, the circle broke up eventually. Everyone found their way home. Past the J, one last time. Then said, but with the thoughts alone. The ceiling knows me better than most people do. Been staring at this same patch for hours, thinking of you. Yeah. The texture up there's familiar, every line and every shadow. Been here enough times at 3 a.m. to know each crack like a credo. The smoke makes it look softer, the purple light makes it pretty, but it's the same ceiling it always is, in the same familiar city. I bring my heaviest thoughts here, lay them out flat above me, stare at them through the haze and let the ceiling just hold me. Not solving anything tonight, not reaching for a conclusion, staring at the same ceiling again, same beautiful, honest confusion. Staring at the same ceiling again, like it's got something to say. Staring at the same ceiling again, at the end of another long day. The smoke makes the silence golden, the purple light makes it real. Staring at the same ceiling again, letting myself actually feel. There's a certain kind of courage in just lying here and feeling, not running to a distraction, just letting things be revealing. I've been coming to this ceiling when words feel too organized, when the heart is something in it that can't be summarized. The lighter on the nightstand, the last of the smoke still hanging. The playlist turned to something slow, to quiet, almost singing. I don't need to understand it, I don't need it to make sense. Staring at the same ceiling again. Present tense, just present tense. Staring at the same ceiling again, like it's got something to say. Staring at the same ceiling again, at the end of another long day. The smoke makes the silence golden, the purple light makes it real. Staring at the same ceiling again, letting myself actually feel. Something about the ceiling never judges what I bring up. Something about the ceiling never tells me to link up or go outside to talk to someone or pretend that I'm okay. Staring at the same ceiling is how I process the day. The smoke finally thinning, the room starting to breathe. Staring at the same ceiling and slowly starting to leave. Ceilings don't need explaining, they just receive whatever comes. Staring up long enough and the ceiling becomes someone. Staring at the same ceiling again, like it's got something to say. Staring at the same ceiling again, at the end of another long day. The smoke makes the silence golden, the purple light makes it real. Staring at the same ceiling again, letting myself actually feel. Purple light dimming, smoke almost gone now. Same ceiling, different me. Still not entirely sure how. The Zoot still burning, but I'm already gone. Fingers here, body here, mind out past the horizon. This is where I feel free. This is the zoo. This is where I feel free. I've been gone for a while now, nobody noticed the leaving. Just quietly drifted somewhere while the room kept breathing. The music playing in the background, the smoke moving in slow spirals. I've been thinking about everything and nothing, both feel vital. The Zoot in my hand is almost mechanical now. A rhythm, pull, exhale, stare, that's the whole of how I process the late hours when the world stops asking things. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere, flying on imaginary wings. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere, body here, my mind miles away. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere, not lost, just chose to stay in that space between remembering and letting the moment be. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere. This is where I feel free. I traveled back to a summer that happened some years ago, when everything felt possible and the days moved slow. Sitting on the wall somewhere, the sun's still up at night. That feeling of unlimited before life drew its lines. Not nostalgia exactly, more like visiting a place where something important lives that I sometimes lose the trace. The Zoot brought me there without a single train or flight. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere, revisiting what still feels right. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere, body here, mind miles away. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere, not lost, just chose to stay in that space between remembering and letting the moment be. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere. This is where I feel free. I came back slowly, like surfacing from water. The room still here waiting, same smoke, same quarter. The playlist still rolling, same purple light on the ceiling. Zoot burning down to nothing, but the journey worth the feeling. Somewhere I went and came back, slightly different in the returning. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere. The going was the learning. The body stays grounded, the mind earns its freedom. Every late night session is a place I needed to be in. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere. Body here, mind miles away. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere. Not lost, just chose to stay in that space between remembering and letting the moment be. Zoot in hand, head elsewhere. This is where I feel free. The zoot burned out fully. The ash fell soft and quiet. Head came back slowly. Mind settled like the night. This is where I feel free. Don't ask me how I'm doing. Not right now, not tonight. The smoke got me somewhere where only real things feel right. Yeah. 3-3 pulls in and a small talk starts sounding like static. How was your day? What you been up to? Feels almost dramatic. I know it's just manners. I know people mean well, but tonight I'm too far gone for the surface level spell. Yeah. The smoke strips the pleasantries, makes everything feel louder. What are we actually doing here? Makes the questions feel prouder. I wanna talk about real things or just sit here and breathe. Too faded for small talk, too honest to deceive. Yeah. Too faded for small talk tonight. Save it for when I'm more ready. Too faded for small talk tonight. Keep the conversation steady. Either go deep or go quiet. No in between when I'm like this. Too faded for small talk, and I'm okay with it. Yeah, I watched someone scroll their phone, sitting right beside me, high as I was. And something felt uneasy, not judgment, just a feeling like the moment slipping through us. Everyone here, nobody here, something about that ruins. The smoke was still present, the beat still hitting low, but connection felt like currency, nobody wanted to spend no. So I leaned back in my seat, let the cushion hold my weight. Too faded for small talk, sometimes quiet is better. Anyway. Too faded for small talk tonight. Save it for when I'm all ready. Too faded for small talk tonight. Keep the conversation steady. Either go deep or go quiet. No in between when I'm like this. Too faded for small talk, and I'm okay with it. Yeah. It's not antisocial, it's just selective presence. When the smoke takes you somewhere deep, the surface loses its essence. I've been making peace with being quiet in rooms where words are expected. Too faded for small talk. No longer feeling guilty about it. The light is sitting on the table, the last of the smoke in the air. Some conversations don't need starting. Some silences are the most fair. Say less, feel more, it's the motto for tonight. Too faded for small talk, but so present I feel right. Too faded for small talk tonight. Save it for when I'm all ready. Too faded for small talk tonight. Keep the conversation steady. It either go deep or go quiet. No in between when I'm like this. Too faded for small talk, and I'm okay with it. Room that's smaller and quieter, and I found myself grateful. Too faded for small talk, but completely comfortable. Yeah. last of it burned out. Yeah, fingers still holding the ropes. Room full of smoke, mind in a different place. Yeah, nothing left to pull from, but the thoughts just keep coming. Blunt gone, mind racing, city outside still humming. I lay back on the cushion, stare up at the ceiling's texture. Every crack got a story, every shadow a lecture. It's quiet, but it's loud inside. The two things existing together, been meaning to call certain people, been putting it off forever. What am I actually scared of? The answer or the silence? Blunt gone, mind still racing, running its own kind of science. Blunt gone, but the mind racing. Can't stop now, it's too far gone. Blunt gone, but the mind racing. Chasing something since the dawn. No more smoke to slow it down. Just thoughts in an empty room. Blunt gone, mind still racing. Between midnight and too soon, I think about who I used to be when I was younger and louder. When the days felt endless and the nights felt prouder. Now the nights feel wiser, but they carry more weight. I don't know if I grew up or just learned to wait. The ashtray full beside me, 3 roaches in the bottom. Little graveyard of sessions, each one a thought I got from living with the question. Stop needing all the answers. Blunt gone, mind still racing, but I'm getting better at the balance. Blunt gone, but the mind racing. Can't stop now, it's too far gone. Blunt gone, but the mind racing. Chasing something since the dawn. No more smoke to slow it down. Just thoughts in an empty room. Blunt gone, mind still racing. Between midnight and too soon. Maybe the mind racing, it's just the mind being honest. All that stuff I compressed, coming back to honor its promise. Didn't wanna feel it at noon, didn't wanna feel it at 7. But late night blunt gone, it comes through like 11. The city quiet, out the window one light blinking far away, far away. Blunt gone, mind racing. Somewhere between night and the day. No more smoke, die behind. Just me and whatever's real. The mind races on its own now, learning what it means to feel. Blunt gone, but the mind racing. Can't stop now, it's too far gone. Blunt gone, but the mind racing. Chasing something since the dawn. No more smoke to slow it down. Just thoughts in an empty room. Blunt gone, mind still racing. Between midnight and too soon. The room still hazy from before. The mind won't settle yet. Blunt gone, mind still going. Some nights I don't forget.